ugly and the most boring place in the world?
June, put a lid on it.
Mother, there's nothing to do but live here.
Oh, heck, we got everything right here in great body condition.
Mr. Collins, there is no need to curse.
We got folks to farm,
That would be me.
folks to fix grashers and plows and broken down wagons and such,
That would be you.
and plenty of folks to fix meals.
That would be me. And me.
And me. And me. I mainly get stuck with the dishes.
Breakfast, dinner, and supper every blessed day, 3 times a day till the end of foreseeable time.
Tiny, you don't have but one soul to cook for.
I cook for my brother, I cook for myself.
What I mean is, you don't have a husband, dear.
Bless you for pointing that out, Bella.
And we got us a souls fixer.
Phineas Wingfield, brother Tiny and pastor at large. That man would baptize a dog.
One time, he got so happy with the spirit, he tried dunking a cat. Didn't work out too well.
Hold it, just bring it in, would you? The reason I dunk every creature in sight, including the aforementioned feline, is this. I can't imagine heaven without him. If heaven ain't much like Indiana, well, Lord God forgive me. I don't want to go, but I'm planning on going. And I'm planning to bring this whole town with me. Lock, stock, and cat.
But Puff wasn't much for the water, you see. He scratched out the preacher's eye.
Oh, it was awful. She lashed out and getting it clean from the socket.
I heard tell she ate the eye, too.
Gobbled it down, sat there, and smiled.
See, that's just what I'm talking about. That right there, that eyeball-eating cat, is the most interesting thing that's ever happened around here. At least, till my story begins. Anatomy of Grey.
Chapter 1.
In the beginning, we had folks to shod horses, and folks to fix houses, folks to fix meals, and thrashers, and folks to save souls. But the one thing we lacked in this town was a person to fix other people. For Grey at the time was a town with no feeling. And that's where the death of my father fits in.
Softly and tenderly, Jesus is calling, calling for you and for me.
June lost her pa, Rebecca was widowed, and we lost a good neighbor and friend.
Oh, there was nothing that man could not grow. His alfalfa used to come in so pretty, a grown man would stand before his fields and weep.
And then one day, out of nowhere, his heart just gave out.
It was Junie who found him, still tethered to his plow.
Her father's face was dark blue under the white, hot noon sun, and the dust of his fields floated around him.
And so all of us gathered to turn that man back to earth.
Throughout the funeral, and the well-meaning whispers which followed, I kept choking back the urge to just stand up and scream. It ain't right. It ain't fair that my father is gone, and my mother is weeping alone in her room, and I can't even breathe without crying, and nothing is ever gonna feel the same to me. Ever. And I can't believe that my pa won't see the sunrise again. Or be here to give me away when I marry someday. I would trade every feeling of happiness I've ever known just to see him again. People say that time heals everything, but time didn't heal father, and neither did God.
So June put pen to paper and she wrote herself a business-like letter.
Dearest Almighty, I don't want anyone I care about to die again. So please, would you send us a doctor?
She wrote,
And make him a good-looking doctor.
June thought,
Because I'm almost 16 and I don't think I'm vain, but I know I'm not ugly. And most of the boys around here are just boys.
The day the healer arrived was precipitous, friends, in a number of ways.
What in the world is that thing?
what do you think it is?
Oh, just look at it, Mom.
Oh my heavenly days, what creation is that?
He's born right for us.
Oh no!
Look out!
Jesus, he's Jesus.
Look out for the trees!
He's heading right for the river.
home too.
Oh my god.
Is she breathing?
What?
Does she have a pulse?
I don't know, I just...
Give him room, people. Let the man through.
Lord God, I'll do what I can. For God, we ask you to heal her and bless her.
The stranger among us, this man from the sky, knelt down beside her, took that girl's face in his hands, then an amazing thing happened.
Holy Jesus.
He held that child, blew his own breath in her body, and I mean to tell you, the very same moment she opened her eyes, the wind ceased howling, and the rain stopped to fall like that.
Praise God, she's alive.
Was he kissing her?
Oh, for the love of God, Homer.
Say, what's your name, mister?
Well, I don't know as I quite comprehend it myself, but the fact is, my name is Gray.
Gray?
G-R-A-Y?
Did he say his name's Gray?
Oh, Galen P. Gray, man. The pleasure is all mine. Now, I don't know about you, but I could sure do with a stiff drink.
If you're drinking, mister, I'm buying.
A hard drink is the downfall of civilized man.
I don't cotton to whiskey in. I can't buy the smoke. Unlike a lot of good Christians, I'm willing to tolerate both in the name of commerce. So Mr. Galen P. Gray is way down to the corner cafe.
Which ain't quite a cafe, more of a tavern.
Now, guys,
He said,
holds the key to constitutional fortitude, my friend. It just stands to reason that what you put into your system will work its way forward.
the privy's out back, if that's what you're paying.
I think my gastrointestinal tract is holding up just fine for the time being, ma'am. What are your specials this evening?
Meat and potatoes.
I'll try the beef.
How do you want your beef cooked?
Well done, please.
I like it rare myself.
Lots of folks do.
It doesn't taste right if there's not just a little blood running.
Liken it, please.
You want that suit on the outside, pink in the middle then?
Ma'am, would you just please cook the steak through and through?
That's how you want it.
That's how I prefer it, ma'am. Thank you.
Perfect waste of a good piece of meat.
Good thing they don't have the vote.
Hey, yeah. God, why do you take your steak flat?
Well, it's all the bacterial matter.
Bacterial matter.
Yes, germs, parasites, and amoebas. Oh, germs are like dust. See, they're everywhere. They carry around diseases like a puppy toad slippers.
I don't see nary a one.
That's because they're microscopically small, Mr. Collins. But they are tenacious.
There's germs in the corner cafe.
Yeah, from the looks of it, I'd say a few million who set up housekeeping in this very room.
Good God Almighty!
Mr. Collins, there's no need to worry about it. Whiskey's a fine way to keep them at bay, serves to sterilize the system. You understand?
What about soda pop?
Oh, carbonated beverages, consumed in moderation, have actually proven to benefit the metabolism, son.
That don't surprise me.
Hope brought your appetite with you.
Lord, if that don't smell tasty, I don't know what does.
I cooked it up beautiful for him.
Ma'am, I told you.
Oh, now, doctor, it's barely pink. Just cut it. It's not bloody, it's juicy. Try it.
Dr. Gray?
If you'll excuse me, I have some rather pressing business to attend to.
Well, good Lord.
They don't look German to me.
Now, Galen P. Gray might have been a mite squeamish, but having a bona fide healer in town was a new thing for people. And I don't mind telling you, we couldn't wait to get sick.
Insomnia.
Migraines, arthritis,
Ulcers.
Rheumatism.
Menstruation! Indigestion. From all across the country they came. People flocked to the healer like birds flock to crumbs. There was something wrong with you if you didn't have something wrong with you.
I tell you what, I wouldn't set foot near that man.
Why not?
Because he's nothing but trouble, that's why. Now, I may not be able to read, but I have committed the Bible chapter and verse to my heart. Now, you've got your leprosy, you've got your demon possessions, and you've got your plagues by the score. But there ain't one single germ in the Bible.
In reality,
you ain't guessed it by now, I am one oak tree with a real bad crush on the prettiest girl in the whole county.
Mama,
Yes, June?
do you think you'll ever get married again?
I doubt it.
Why not?
Because I'm still in love with your father. And I imagine I always will be. That's why.
But, Mom, just supposing you met someone you liked a lot and he liked you back and he asked you to marry him. What do you think you'd say then?
That's not gonna happen, honey.
I ain't saying it will, but it's possible, ain't it?
It won't happen. June, what's your point?
I think we should ask Dr. Gray over for dinner.
No.
Why not?
Because I have no interest in courting that man. None whatsoever.
Well, what if I do?
Oh, Lord, June!
I like him. I really do, Mom. I mean, really, really like him.
June, he's too old for you.
You were in love at my age?
Yes, but your pa was no older than I.
I'm old enough to know how I feel.
Honey, you don't even know Dr. Gray.
Then why don't we ask him to dinner and rectify the
I
house?
said no, honey.
Maybe he could just make a house call or something.
You're not sick.
Well, you are.
I am not ill in the least.
Then how come you keep throwing up in the morning? Wait, are you having a baby?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I mean, I don't know if I am or not yet.
Maybe you should ask Dr. Gray.
We've already spoken about it at length.
What did he say?
I don't want to talk about this right now.
You sure act like you're having a baby.
Honey, look at me. I'm doing the best I can to take care of myself and look after you. You don't need another mouth to feed. Do you understand what I'm telling you?
No.
I'll explain it sometime when you're older.
The first thing I'm planning on doing when I'm older is moving to the city and setting up housekeeping with Dr. Raymond T. Gray. He'll teach me how to nurse. I'll help him with the patients, and we'll live in a real nice house with a nice little office downstairs. Oh, I'll cook him nice meals. He'll buy me lots of nice clothes, and we'll have lots and lots of children. And that's just the way it's gonna be.
If oak trees could talk, I'd be crying. Dr. Gray! Doctor, wake up!
You know, it's the funniest thing, Bill. It really don't hurt at all.
Doctor, you decent?
We are busy, people.
Sorry to wake you.
What's wrong, Mrs. Collins? You taking help?
It ain't me, Doc. It's him. He cut his hand bad.
Oh, no.
I was trying to sharpen a frown.
I went to bed early. I went to sleep directly.
I was a kid to play by the light of the moon.
Next thing I knew, he was standing there bleeding all over my clean sheets.
How bad is it?
Well, it's a gash, Doc. There's no...
What's this mark on his arm?
Could be some sort of mole or birthmark.
I never noticed that, Bilba.
You got any others?
Not that I know of.
Look, there's a mark on me too.
I'd be doggone.
Could be some sort of eczema, I suppose. Does it itch?
No.
Well, let me know if it changes shape or gets any bigger.
In the days that followed the death of my husband, I dreamt about him here every night. And so, when I found myself dreaming in tears, and I woke up alone, I came to the graveyard to see him. What are you saying?
Oh, I'm saying Kaddish, ma'am. It's a kind of prayer for the dead.
And who are you praying for?
See this old stone? The name's worn away, but I noticed a star on it. That's the Star of David. I figured whoever this is, he must be one of my people.
Would you pray that prayer for my husband? For me?
I would be honored to, Mrs. Muldoon. This prayer for the dead is all about life. It speaks to the glory of God, but it's said for the living, you see? It's a kind of prayer for us. You
You're
understand?
Yes, you're talking about what I asked you before.
Talking about your so-called indigestion, that's right.
Dr. Gray, I haven't changed my mind. I love my husband more than I know how to say, but I can't have this child without him. I just can't.
Sometimes decisions you make in a moment of grief are decisions you come to regret. I think you should give this a little more thought and a little more time.
Why won't you help me?
Because I don't know if it's right.
Then you take it to God in prayer, sir. And you pray for the souls of us all.
The weather report is as follows.
Spring turns to summer, and summer turns to fall.
There are more leaves upon this earth now than stars in the sky.
And harvest is at work.
Sunrise, find out the countryside, out in the field.
Is you at the preacher's house? No, it's 10 in the fields this day.
For here at the preacher's house, sickness has found a home.
Oh, Lord!
Come right in, doctor.
Mr. Wingfield?
What is he doing here?
I sent for him.
Send him away. I don't need no doctorate.
Pastor, you're as red as a beet.
I'm fine. Prayer's the answer.
Phineas, whatever this use, you can't just pray it away.
Passes in time every time, so I appreciate your concern, sir. But I'm fine. Send him to the door.
Well, why don't you just tell me what's ailing you, Pastor?
Pain is what's ailing him.
Pain in the abdomen.
Or
Lower abdomen.
Doctor, it's lower than lower.
Ah. See? Okay. Well, Miss Tiny, would you allow us a moment of privacy, please?
But Doc,
You just wait out in the hall. He'll be fine. You sleeping all right, are you?
I love the night.
All right, good.
I'll pray for you, brother.
All right, Mr. Wingfield. Drop your drawers, please.
never.
Come on now, get out of those trousers.
Get out of your own.
No, Mr. Wingfield. A man of some scientific prowess, he relieved himself of it by reversing the gravitational flow, inverting the torso, thereby releasing a stone from the granular region.
Man,
He stood on his head.
you got another thing
Well,
coming.
the pain will get worse. Septicemia sets in, your plumbing backs up, and the body begins to poison itself. That stone is lodged as tight as a drum in your tract, Pastor. But merely invert the torsonic position and put physics to works, that thing will rise up and free itself.
Work for Ben Franklin.
Alright, that's it. Alright. There, you take your time, please. And, Alright, and, crouch down and put your hands on the floor, please. Trust me, trust me. There you go, there you go. And,
Oopsie, get down!
are you alright?
Miss Tiny, please, madam, avert your eyes!
Oh, Jesus, damn it!
Madam, if you allow us a modicum of modesty, please.
Oh, praise God, I'm healed!
What are your pants doing down?
Well, it's only in the interest of science, Miss Tiny. Now, if you could just give me a hand with this. Oh, God. Oh. Thank you. What's this mark on your leg, Pastor?
I felt this good in ages.
Have you ever scrutinized this?
I've noticed the same thing on me. I've got one right here.
Oh, good heavens.
What?
I feel it kicking right here.
Well, isn't that something? I wonder if I could hear his heart yet? You don't mind, do you?
You're rocking the boat.
I'm not gonna capsize this, Becky.
Be careful.
Good golly, you are a worrywart. Interesting. Interesting.
What do you hear?
Hello in there!
Galen!
Oh, hold on, wait. He's tapping on a message. He wants to know his name.
Well, if it's a boy, you can tell him instead of on Galen.
Now, don't get me wrong here, Becky. I feel a foot taller, truly I do. But a name.
You wanted it, you got it.
No, Becky.
I done made up my mind. After I birth him, I'll give him to you.
Becky,
I
now.
think you'll make a fine mother.
Becky, I can't have this child alone.
Well, someone has to.
Dr. Gray? Doctor?
You better head for shore now, everyone.
Diapers and feeding.
Hey, doctor!
He's over here, Jude!
Doc, I've been looking all over for you.
Junie, hold on a second, please. Oh, put a ring on your finger. There's better ways, Becky.
Don't flatter yourself.
Doc, you have to run to the Collins house right away.
What's wrong with you?
Belva's been coughing just awful. She's running a fever. She can't hardly breathe.
Bring me a basin of boiling water, please. All right, Bella, we're gonna get through this, I promise.
It seems like it's choking up inside of her own body.
Dr. Gray?
Bring it right here, please.
What's wrong with her?
She's coughing up blood, June.
What?
All right, now turn your face to the light for me, please, Bella. All right, June, get out of the way. Get out of the way. Just turn your face to the light.
Yesterday evening, the marks of her started to seep in like a sieve, and then she started to cough in.
I'm gonna cover your head with this, ma'am. And I want you to breathe in some steam. That's a bit better, I think.
Doc, did you hear me?
I heard, sir. Come. Last night, those marks of her started to seep, you say?
About the size of a silver dollar, blistered wide open.
Whatever these lesions are, I think they've cropped up and festered inside her. They spread to her throat and her lungs. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
You're not saying I'm gonna come down with this too, huh?
Mr. Collins, I want this house quarantined.
Quarantine?
The Lord is coming down fast.
Why has God done this to her?
And so ends chapter 1.
The weather report is as follows.
There was thunder
And lightning
and sickness.
and dread. Every day, somebody found a mark on them. Every night, someone else took a fever.
And still, continued spread.
Anatomy of Grey.
Chapter
2. This time, terrible onslaught of sickness was a frightening time. But secretly, for a girl who is fated to live in the most boring town in the world, secretly, it was the best of times. Because she got to spend so much time with Dr. Galen P. Gray. The doctor and June were together so much, one would think they were practically married. Except for the fact that they didn't sleep in the same bed or kiss or hold hands. There was little that they did not share, for she went where he went, and she did what he did. For June had become his assistant.
Oh, gosh. Oh.
Just take it one breath at a time, Doc. You're gonna be just fine. Why are you so scared of blood?
I don't know.
Do you think they'll ever get over it?
Do we have to talk about this?
Why do you wash your hands after every single patient?
Because it stops the spread of germs.
How?
I don't know, it just does.
Well, if washing kills the germs, then why didn't you just make everyone who's marked just take a bath and wash the marks off?
Because it doesn't work that way, June.
Why not?
Because the marks are an external symptom of an illness that's already inside of them. That's why.
Then why don't you wash out their innards? Make them drink hot water and soap to kill the germs.
That wouldn't work.
Why not?
Because the sickness has already taken root in their bloodstream and spread through their main systems.
Is that why you're so scared of blood?
Can I ask you a question? Why do you ask so many questions?
Doc, I know you're as busy as a three-legged cat in a sandbox, but I woke up this morning. My head hurts so bad, I can't hardly see.
You have any fever? Aches and pains?
No,
You got your glands swollen?
I don't think so.
June, fix a hot cocktails, please.
I practically soaked my dirty head in hot water. It's not helping any. It's probably what you said, Doc. Probably worry is all.
Maggie, I found a mark on you,
Where?
on the back of your neck.
I can't be marked. I haven't done anything wrong.
Well, neither has anyone else.
Preacher's too prideful. Bella's a gossip. Crutch drinks like a fish. I read my Bible and I pray every day.
Maggie, if God sent lightning down to strike anyone who misbehaved, we'd have theologians predicting the weather.
Then you tell me what's causing this.
It's a disease that's spread by germs, not by God.
I didn't have this before you touched me.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. I couldn't. I know it. I can't do this. I can't go on as if nothing's happening. I can't concentrate, and I don't know how any of you can.
Now, Margaret.
I am telling you, there's something terribly, terribly wrong with that man.
Oh, now, Dr. Gray's done a world of good. You know that as well as I do.
You call bringing sickness upon us a good thing to do?
He surely did wonders for me.
He has got the poor Collins locked up in their own home.
That's to keep the rest of us from catching it.
Well, guess what? It ain't working.
Now, if you think it through in a factual fashion,
You want the facts, preacher? I'll give you the facts. Fact 1, he touched me. Fact 2, he marked me. Fact 3, it's happening to you, now me, and you know it.
I don't have any marks on me, Maggie.
Had any trouble with the doctor?
Sure.
Did he touch you?
Now that you mention it,
Did he or didn't he? No. You see right there.
I went to see him not 2 days ago.
And
Did he touch you?
He examined me from head to toe, Homer, and I'll tell you what else. If I felt any better, I'd be twins.
oh, why don't you go back to sleep for a couple of years?
Why don't you wake up, Maggie?
You are so smitten with him. You have gone blind. And you too.
Would I let my daughter go near him if I thought he was the one causing this?
ladies, sisters, sickness is a hard thing to fathom, I grant. But I believe the Lord our God is a carrier. I believe that he has sent down this sickness to test it, don't you see?
Test us how, Pastor?
Happens right in the scripture. All the saints get tested. Think of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Think about how God tested Jonah and Job.
Why would God mark Dr. Gray? He's a Jew. They claim to be God's chosen people.
Oh, everyone claims to be God's chosen people.
Now, the Jews are Bible-toting people. Of course, they only told half of it. I doubt when the rapture comes, Jews will be going to heaven. If God don't want to waste their time.
Well, that is about the most small-minded thing I have ever heard.
Rebecca! There's a mark on you.
No, there is not.
Where?
It's right there. I don't know how he does it, but somehow he does it.
I've always been somewhat suspicious of him.
Pastor!
I keep your daughter away from him.
Pastor!
What is it, Mr. Collins? What?
It's Belva. She's gone from us.
Belva dead?
You gotta have a strong talk with that doctor, sir. He won't let me bury her.
What do you mean?
He's wanting to carve on her, sir.
Carve on a dead woman?
Oh, my limbs.
Don't worry about it, Mr. Collins. We'll put a stop to this.
I'll come with you, Pastor.
Dear Lord.
I knew it. I told you.
The news spread like a fire that night. A fire fueled by rage, by rumors, by fear, and by the fact that now even Rebecca was marked. Rebecca with child was marked. If she could be marked, then anyone could. First, Judy Muldoon lost her father, and now her mother was marked. And soon she'd be left with no one. Her boring little town wasn't boring anymore. It was dying, and it was raging and boiling with fear.
The weather report is as follows.
First it got worse and then it got worse.
The first sign of illness was fever.
I felt like my very soul was on a scavenger hunt to find God.
You're getting warmer and warmer and warmer.
Let's check your eyes, Tiny.
Why?
Just hold still and please just remember.
You're the nicest individual.
Pupils are dilated.
Dilated? What does that mean? Is that good or bad?
I think you better have a lie down.
I don't have time to lie down. I have to take care of my brother.
Your brother's fine. June's watching after him.
June's just a child. She can barely look after herself.
Let's just worry about you for right now.
You're getting warmer and warmer.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
After the fever set in, the markings would blister.
I feel like you could just crawl out of my skin.
Let's check your vitals.
No, thank you.
Tiny, I need to examine you. I've got other people to see today.
I just want to get better. Don't you understand that?
You've got to get that fever down.
I'll change. I can change.
Tiny,
Whatever it is I'm doing wrong, I'll change it. I swear.
I'm making a salve for you.
I'll change everything.
Tiny,
What?
hush up and sit down right now.
I'm doing it. Right now. I'm sitting. I'm hushing. I'm healing. I'm changing. I'm gonna be fine, ain't I? What in God's name are you doing to me?
It's only a salve.
It's burning.
Everything good for you has a price. No, hold still and just let me work.
You missed a spot.
First Bella and then Tiny.
Then all across the countryside, people began to take ill.
What's happening to me?
You're getting warmer
And warmer.
I've got to get myself straight with the Lord.
and warmer.
And warmer.
I ain't ready to go yet.
You're getting warmer.
And warmer.
And warmer.
And warmer.
I'm sorry.
It was as if the fever turned to a fire that consumed every soul in its sight.
Dr. Gray had us burn everything that the sickness had ever been a part of.
As the weather grew colder and the darkness grew longer, fires were burning all over the county.
Fires and fevers is all I recall.
But in the midst of the illness, a life came upon us. A child is born.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Perfect young baby.
That's my little sister we're talking about.
The baby was born on a night with so many stars filled the sky. You just want to reach out with both hands and take a few home. She was born the same night I died.
Rebecca! Rebecca! Are you alright?
I'm just fine.
What about the baby?
She's beautiful, Galen. She's just perfect.
Is she alright?
She's not marked if that's what you mean.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
She looks just like her pa.
Laura looks like a constipated Eskimo to me. What are you naming her?
Here, you take her.
Rebecca.
I can't bear to fall in love with her more than I already have. I want you to take her and Junie and leave.
You want me to take both of your children?
Cross the river and never look back.
No, man, I'm not gonna do that.
I don't want my children to die.
I'm not gonna leave you here to die alone.
What good could you stay possibly do, except to sacrifice that little baby and June? You don't know the cause, you don't know the cure, you don't know
For
anything!
the first time in my life, I know I'm a doctor. And I reckon a blind man can see my feelings for you.
You don't think I don't want you here? You think I'm not terrified? If you stay here, on my account, and my children catch this and die, I will never forgive you.
I'm gonna give her to June and stay here and take care of you.
You will do no such thing.
Junie, hey! June!
Oh, for Pete's sake. She's just swallowing because she's hungry. Just give her a bottle, Doc. That's all she wants.
Okay, why don't you give her the ball?
Stop your fussing. There you go. That's a girl.
You know what I think?
No, but I bet you're going to tell me.
I think she's taking a shine to you.
I think she's got her pa's eyes. Don't get me wrong, she's prettier than him.
Thank the Lord.
But it's like he's staring right back at me, Mama.
And so, Jude and her family walked down to the water's edge.
Those left us on good ground. Prepare our day. Prepare our day.
Those who were marked and those who were unmarked did part from each other.
Hello, Homer.
Evening, Miss Becky. Doc. Howard. Good golly, is that the new baby?
Oh, isn't she the prettiest thing you ever laid eyes on?
No.
Take care now.
Right, T. Palmer. I miss you already.
I miss you too, baby. No, go on, before I start crying.
I ain't never been nowhere else. What's it like out there?
You'll navigate.
You're not coming with us?
No, son, I mean to stay here.
I'm not saying goodbye to you.
Good, I'm not saying goodbye to you either.
Dr. Gray?
Dr. Platoon, I trust we'll meet again soon.
I ain't never been in a boat before either.
Just mind your balance. You'll do fine.
What in the world do you have in there, Homer?
Soda pop?
Soda?
Want one?
Homer.
I figured out best not prepared, Doc.
Here, do you mind the baby? I'll do the honors.
You want me to hold the baby?
Get used to it, Homer.
Hello there.
Goodbye now.
Mama. Mama.
When little sister is old enough, you tell her I love you both. You have to be strong now. Don't look back, June.
Water. Sir? It's water.
Well, Doc, it is a river.
He doesn't drink water. I boil my water. June does what I do.
She has since you got here.
It's the simplest thing in the world. What?
Judy,
What, Homer?
I heard your mom. Still was back.
But I want to remember.
I know. We were just making this one for.
Don't tell me you're already homesick.
I never knew a man who missed dirt so much. But I'll tell you what. I miss my farm, Jimmy. I miss my dirt.
I have a baby, and I'm a virgin. So don't complain, Homer.
Put that after someone else that time? Jimmy,
What, Homer?
what do you suppose we'll find out there?
The rest of the world, I imagine.
Well, whatever it is, it can't be as pretty as Gray, Indiana.
June could not bear to look back on the pain or beauty of her childhood again, but she never wanted to forget. So, at that very moment, under these very stars and on this very river, she began to compose a story in her mind to tell her little sister someday. So she'd understand that we come from a place of loss and from love. And it began and ended like this. Once upon a time, there was a girl who looked remarkably like me.
Derek! Derek!
Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, give one round of applause.